I'm going to call this meeting to order, and we are to Section 2, approval of the agenda. 2.1, changes to agenda and approval of agenda. We do have some changes. Added item 8.25, American Rescue Plan, Homeless Children and Youth, ARP, HCY, project application. Added item 8.26, reading tutoring for K through third grade students, project application. And added item 8.27, Civic Literacy Excellent Initiative, Civics Curricula Project Application. I need a motion to approve.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion carries 5-0. So now we're at Section 3, recognitions. None tonight. No visitors tonight. No administrative personnel appointments. And we are now at public comment. And this is 6.1, members of the public desiring to address the school board, Form MIS 5241, public input and/or discussion of agenda items. And we do have one blue card. And that, Ms. Ankers, if you would, please make your way to the podium. Please state your name for the record, please.
My name is Michelle Ankers, and I'm here in my capacity tonight, partly as parent and partly as a citizen and partly as the chair of the Citizens Oversight Committee, which this board appointed. And my purpose in coming is to encourage the board's support of the proposed resolutions that are on your agenda tonight that have to do both with the guaranteed maximum pricing for the construction projects slated for those items included in the resolution that supported the sales tax passed by the voters just a year ago. And we, as a committee, had the opportunity to consider both this proposal as well as the status of the projects, and are excited that we are going to see these progress at a rate that will help us all see the progress and also offer stability to the schools and the infrastructure that is so critically needed. We also support the board's proposal to go out into the bond market and go ahead and get the financing for these projects to accelerate the work. We know that this will not only show the public that these dollars are being used, but really being used in such a way that's both efficient as well as productive. It's an intense schedule, both from a construction perspective as well as a financial one, but one that we, from our analysis, think supports the public's overall desire to make sure that the dollars are used in a way that is effective. And we think what's effective is getting the buildings in shape so that children can continue to learn and teachers can continue to teach in a place that is safe and that enhances the ability to learn best. So for those reasons, the committee was excited to review the proposals, and I will tell you what I have told you before, that I do not think you have appointed a group of people that merely rubber stamp what is being put to them on paper. They are people that do their homework like any good Okaloosa County student might. These adults who come from all aspects of our community, whether it's technology, business, banking, construction, law, all of them are actually looking at the numbers. They are looking at the construction schedule. They are looking at the process. They are asking hard questions, both of those in finance and both of those that are with Jacobs, in wanting to know what's being done, when it's being done, why it's being done, how much it costs, and how much we can expect on a quarterly basis to be productive and to be finished. So I think you would be proud, as well as the public will be proud, of the work that's being done that's deliberative and purposeful. So we encourage your support of this resolution, and if you have any questions of me, I'll be happy to answer them. And if not, I wish you a very Merry Christmas and our continued gratitude for your service.
Thank
Well,
you.
we appreciate all that you're doing, Ms.
Yeah,
Ankers.
thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have no more public comment at this time. So Section 7 was workshop only. Now we'll move down to Section 8. This is the consent agenda. 8.1 is approval of the consent agenda. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Ms. Gardner makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And the motion carries 5-0. So now we're down to Section 9, and this will be the superintendent's human resource recommendations. The first two items were information only. 9.3, cleared certification requirements and issuance of contracts for the 2021 through 2022 school year. Need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Vancheck. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 9.4, out-of-field report for the 2021 through 2022 school year. I need a motion to approve, please.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 9.5, revised substitute and temporary employee salary schedule. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Vancheck. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 9.6, employment separations. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Ms. Gardner makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Dr. White. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 9.7, personnel recommendations. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Dr. White. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 9.8, employee transfers. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Ms. Vancheck makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries 5-0. 9.9, reinstatement, reimbursement of sick leave due to line of duty illness, injury, medical examination. I need a motion to approve, please.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 9.10, leave without pay. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Ms. Vancheck makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. So now we're to Section 10, discussion agenda, and there was no items moved from the consent agenda, and we are to item 10.2, and this is the item that Ms. Ankers was just speaking about. So this is the authorizing certificates of participation, the School Board of Okaloosa County, Florida Master Lease Program, Series 2022A, evidencing an undivided proportionate interest of owners thereof in basic rent payments to be made under a master lease purchase agreement by the School Board of Okaloosa County, Florida, to fund the construction of certain school projects. And this is presented by Julie Perry, our interim chief financial officer, budgeting director, and this is also recommended by the superintendent for approval. I need a motion to approve.
Mr. Chairman, for the record, this is Resolution 21-08.
Okay,
So you'll be adopting that resolution
Okay.
tonight if you approve it.
thank you, sir. All right, so with that, I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. So we are now to construction programs, owners, representatives, business, and 11.1. Dr. Kelly, I'll turn it over to you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. Before I get into that, I'd just like to say, since we do have some visitors here that I don't believe we've seen before, because you haven't heard a lot of discussion tonight, doesn't mean that we haven't had deep discussion about some of these items. At our workshop is where we have the deep discussion and answer the questions and really look deeply into these items. So don't think that we've just hurriedly made a motion and moved on, because we have seriously discussed these in the past.
So, Dr. Kelly, thank you for that. Just also, at 6:15, we do have public hearings, so in the middle of your presentation, if you're still going on, I'm going to
Okay.
let you finish, and then we'll go right into public hearings.
So I'll try to speak like an auctioneer, in other words, hurry up. Just don't step on my toe to encourage me to
No,
hurry.
ma'am. No, ma'am.
All right. So, colleagues, if you'll look at what I've handed you, as we've said before, task order number 1 is closed out, and so it does not appear on our list anymore. Task order number 2 is the district-wide security upgrade project. The Phase 1, both Phase A and B, are completed, and those also will drop away. Phase 2, Mary Esther and Antioch are both waiting on materials for their chain link fence, and as soon as those materials arrive, those will be underway. Phase 3, if you remember, Phase 3 now will start even as we finish Phase 2, just because we are waiting on materials. Those materials were ordered early and are arriving. Florosa and STEM have been completed. Eglin, the materials are in, and they're working currently with the base for a start date. As you're aware, we have to go through additional hoops to get started on the base. Destin Elementary will be a summer project. Blue Water and Walker, those are coming along well. Florosa, the framing and electrical are in, and the drywall will be next. Bruner Middle School, which was a smaller scope, basically is done except for the new doors. Kenwood Elementary and others who are to get a new air conditioner, those will be relevant to when the train units arrive, and we hope that they arrive soon, sooner than later. Pryor, as we said last time, is planned to be started over the break. Task order number 4 is the Baker Kitchen renovation. That is in the warranty period for just a little bit longer. Mr. Anderson, as I understand, wants to move some equipment, and that will require a plumber. That is scheduled to occur over the break. If you remember from last time, we incorporated task order 6, which was Pryor's kitchen renovation, into this task order number 4 as well, and that will happen similarly to Baker's. Again, just moving some equipment around. Task order number 5, which was the Joe Etheridge Stadium time and materials for Choctaw, that is complete with no issues that we are aware of, and that withstood the rains last month, so we think we're in good shape there. Moving on to task order 9, all of the structural work is complete. That was the stadium at Crestview, except for the top 2 rows. The engineers now have a new consideration of a design to further ensure that no more lateral motion will exist there, so that we think will be several months in completion. But once that fencing and painting is done, we are assured that that will look and appear as brand new. Task order 10, time and materials for the Bay Area's emergency remediation efforts. That has been completed, and again, no problems. It's still in the warranty period. Task order 11, that was the district-wide sales tax roofing projects. Those were primarily 4 schools: Edge, Pryor, Mary Esther, and Crestview High. Edge, Pryor, and Mary Esther are complete with no problems so far. Crestview, Mr. Bryant, you're interested in that. Those incorporated 3 buildings. Building 8C and the gym are 90% done. The auditorium is in the demo phase, and the water on the band room has been discovered that it was the flashing leaking there, and they are water testing that now and trying to complete that at Crestview over the break. Hopefully all of those in task order 11 will be signed off on in mid to the end of January. That leads us to task order 12, the district-wide sales tax construction projects. The GMP is on the agenda for tonight, as you know. Faithful and Gould then will have a validation done for us next week, and then the notice to proceed will be issued once the financing is finalized, and that will allow us to start legally on that project. Task order 13 was the master plan for this facility, and DAG was contacted on Friday. Moving on to the next phase, which is to use the cameras, et cetera, to go into the plumbing and look at electrical and to see what conditions and to estimate what challenges that may or may not exist in this building, to look then at operationally functioning shapes for the buildings inside, and then after that, a transition plan. As you know, district leaders have already looked at some of those ideas as to what their staffing patterns would look like inside that facility, and they'll have another chance, I believe, to look again. Task order 14, that's a non-sales tax project. The GMP has been approved and contractors are ready to go. The train units are not here yet, but that's okay. That's Fort Walton Beach High School Boys Field House. It's okay right now without ACs because in this weather we don't need those right now. However, there is a plan in place for temporary AC units if that's needed. They're looking at a likely January start date, understanding that the train units might not arrive until March. Task order 15 is the gym floor replacement at Davidson, Crestview, and Lewis. They met with the architects last week for approval of the logos and the line painting areas in those gyms, And as soon as those respective principals have approved those ideas, then they can go forward with them. Look for a GMP in January. Task Order 16 are the roofing and canopy projects at Choctaw and Lewis. The front entry facades and aesthetics. Lewis will look much like Pryor's previous update, so we're excited about that, and I understand Dr. Driver is excited as well. Choctaw's looks also as inviting as it can be, and that will begin as soon as the design phase is complete. Look for the ISO board, which we said was an item that's difficult to get our hands on. That should arrive in April to May as of now. Task Order 17, the roof replacements at Blue Water and Walker. Those will be finished in the design phase and then go forward with the new metal roofing on both Blue Water and Walker, as stated this morning. That completes the updates on those projects. Now, just two other things. The Citizens Oversight Committee's next meeting is to be determined, as there's discussion ongoing on the reappointment of members. Remember, those appointments were originally for one-year terms. And the website after tonight, Jacobs will update their website relevant to those projects that we just discussed. And that's all I have.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Kelly.
Thank you.
So, board members, if you would, please scroll down to section 17 under public hearing, and we're going to go right into that. So 17.1 is the public hearing for adoption of revised school board policy, Chapter 5, Student Education Records, presented by C. Jeffrey McInnes, attorney to the board, and recommended by the superintendent for approval. Is there anybody from the public here wishing to address item 17.1? Hearing and seeing none, I need a motion to approve item 17.1.
I'll move it.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Item 17.2, public hearing for adoption of revised school board policy 01-19, Parents' Bill of Rights and Family and School Partnership for Students, presented by presented by C. Jeffrey McInnes, attorney to the board, and recommended by the superintendent for approval.
Move it.
Is there anybody from the public here wishing to address item 17.2? Hearing and seeing none, Dr. White?
Thank you.
Got your motion. Do we have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hear none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 17.3, public hearing for adoption of revised school board policy 01-21, wellness policy, presented by Lisa Sunday, insurance, I can never get that out right.
Ombudsman.
Thank you. Ombudsman, risk management, and recommended by the superintendent for approval. Is there anybody from the public here wishing to address item 17.3? Hearing and seeing none, I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Ms. Evancheck makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. So now we'll run back up to 11.2, and this is program number 6, task order number 9, time and materials, task order, emergency remedial efforts, both design and construction for repairs to Jack Foster Stadium at Crestview High School. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. 11.3, program number 6, task order number 12, GMP district-wide sales tax construction projects. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
A motion by Ms. Evancheck. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hear none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. Section 12, Information Technology Seat Management Contract, we have nothing. And Attorney's Business, Mr. McInnes?
One under, Mr. Chairman, under the COP for the Series 2022A issue, as you've now authorized by Resolution 21-08, I would ask the board if you would establish the issuer's counsel fee. I'd have to serve as issuer's counsel in that series at 70% of the bond counsel's fee for that transaction.
Okay. So we'll need to vote on that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we need a motion to Mr. McInnes's request.
I'll move it.
Ms. Gardner makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
That's all I have, Mr.
All
Chairman.
right, thank you, Mr. McGinnis. And so, Mr. Chambers, I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant, School Board. And I do appreciate your comments, Dr. Kelly, in terms of those who are with us today, those who are at home, in terms of the lengthy discussion that we have at school board workshops. And as you know, on Thursday, discussed a number of items, but I do just want to reiterate just a couple things in terms of we had a very good discussion on school safety in light of what did happen in Oxford. It is never, we can never discuss school safety enough and the measures that we're taking. I am appreciative of the sheriff for the meeting that we'll have in January, where we will discuss several safety items. We also discussed some of the legislative priorities that myself and other superintendents across the state will be discussing with local legislators, and this has already been given to them. Topics such as mental health, which was the #1 priority, but not only mental health for students, which is quite important, but even for employees as well. Also discussed school security as an initiative at the state level, as well as staffing shortages and the impact of minimum wage. We also discussed do we teach civics in Okaloosa County, and we shared, from elementary through high school, the different ways that we address civics. Also gave a COVID update. Am pleased that our numbers are still low in Okaloosa County School District. I'd love them to be 0, but right now they are still low. And then we also discussed some of the service projects that are happening throughout Okaloosa County, especially at some of our high schools and middle schools. But it is very neat to see, starting on social media today, saw a number of families just blessed to be receiving gifts for Christmas, gifts that they wouldn't have been able to receive without the help of our students in the programs. So just very proud of that. Also gave us a little bit of an update on the student leadership group that we have that works with myself and Commissioner Ponder, and the great work that they are doing. 2 initiatives that they'll be bringing before the school board soon in an upcoming school board meeting. One will be the need for financial literacy, and we do have that in 2 of our high schools right now, and the rest of our high schools will be offering those programs once again in hopes of getting those classes to make. And then the second priority being the Hope Squad, which is a suicide prevention program that we're proud of in Okaloosa County. We were very fortunate to receive an Impact 100 grant that's going to really propel us even more forward. So we're excited about that. And the last thing I just want to say, 2 quick things. One being exams are this week, and our students will be studying really hard, so wish them all well. And just wishing the school board, our employees and families a happy Christmas.
Thank you, Mr. Chambers. All right, so now we'll move down to board members' announcements and requests for information. And Dr. White, I'll start with you tonight, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple of quick things regarding Choctawhatchee Senior High School. The boys and girls soccer team will be playing Niceville this evening, and the girls basketball team is, of course, playing too. And then finally, the Choctawhatchee competition cheer team took first place at the 2021 Tiger Cheer Invitational. So I just wanted to share that good news, Mr. Bryan.
All right,
Oh, and by the way, Merry Christmas to everyone.
thank you.
Merry Christmas.
And Dr. Kelly.
Okay, well, I do have a few things. Thank you, Chair. So we are 3.5 days away from early release, so parents out there, check your school's website, newsletter, and billboards, and look for the time of your early release. We are 12 days away from Christmas and 21 days until students return on January the 5th. January the 3rd is a work day, and January the 4th is our PD day for our teachers. And I wanted to say also, I meant to say this at the workshop as well, I attended an open house at an organization called Class 101 Blackwater in Crestview. And if you haven't heard of that, it's new to our area, but it is a national franchise that provides tutoring and college prep assistance. And so we now have one in Crestview that was is owned and operated by Dr. Naomi Barnes and Dr. Patrice Williams Shuford. You probably know both of these individuals. Dr. Barnes retired from our school district, and Dr. Patrice Williams Shuford was with Northwest Florida State College for a long time, both as a professor of English, and she was also responsible for their SACS accreditation. So I think it's worthy that I announce that they are located at 705 Ashley Drive in Crestview, and their phone numbers are 850-634-0103 and 634-0104. And you can just Google them and they come right up. They have a very professional website, very worthwhile to go, and I very much enjoyed the tour of their two-story building and seeing what all they actually do offer there. We heard testimony from students who have graduated from universities and stated that they would not have been able to even pass their ACTs or SATs without that tutoring assistance. And the planning, preparation for college that starts, early on. They actually start tutoring, I think, in 8th grade and tutor through the collegiate grades. I would like to announce also that tomorrow night is Ruckles Band presenting its concert, its holiday concert, starting at 7 p.m. in their gymnasium. And then Thursday, they have their chorus concert at the Niceville Auditorium, and called This Christmas. And that is free. And if you're like me, really the holidays are kicked off by hearing our students perform. And so go out and hear some of our students performing, singing, and playing their instruments. And before I wish everyone a happy Christmas, I want to say congratulations to two very special people in the audience. One is Vince Wyndham, and the other is Jackie Jacks, who recently got engaged to be married, and I'm just so excited for both of you. Couldn't happen to a nicer couple of people, so congratulations, and what a wonderful time of year to celebrate their engagement. Couldn't be happier for you both. And I just would like to wish everyone a safe, happy, and relaxing holiday. Enjoy Christmas with your family and friends. And as I was thinking this afternoon, I thought, of all people, aren't we so blessed that we live in America, that we live in Florida, and that we live and reside in Okaloosa County? So as you're counting your blessings, count those. Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Kelly. Ms. Evangel?
Yes, well, I just want to announce that the Baker Band is having their concert tomorrow night as well, and their choral on Thursday. So still a lot of performances out there for everyone to get to, and so that's happening. And I just want to repeat, because I'm so excited about this, just briefly, Public Schools Foundation just gave grants out to teachers. If you missed my comments on Thursday, almost $54,000 worth. That's a lot, so that a lot of things can happen. So I'm very proud to be on that foundation. And I want to wish all the students who are taking exams this week. That is a very stressful time for, all of us find that stressful, but some students find that really difficult. I just want to wish them a lot of luck. And again, I think you mentioned it, just check the website for your school. There's different times of getting out. Everybody's getting out sometime early on Friday, but with the exams, there's some early release time. But and then just wish everybody a wonderful vacation. Can't believe we've knocked out one semester already of this school year, but it's gone quickly and accomplished a lot of things. And I think 2022 is going to be even better. So all my colleagues, have a great holiday season.
Same to you.
Thank you. And Ms. Gardner?
Okay, so I've scribbled through these notes here. Just an update that we met I think I see Patrick Strong here. We met last week. We had 49 educational support employees that have received recognition from their school. Out of those 49, we went through 45 packets of some exceptional employees. It was difficult, but we narrowed it down to 9. We will meet tomorrow, and with interviews, and Mr. Chambers, we will bring to you first part of January, the top 3, and then we will do the educational breakfast on February the 14th and present the first, second, and third. And I know that Ms. Ivanchek has worked with the Teacher of the Year, and I think Dr. White, you worked with the principal and the AP, and we are so blessed in Okaloosa County. With the employees we have, it was a difficult process. I think, and I watched the school board meeting since I was out last week, but I don't believe that we announced the principal and assistant.
Well, I do. I was gonna, when I
Okay,
got to
I'm
my
gonna hold
time, I
on.
was gonna
Okay,
move it
I'm
back
gonna-
over to Dr. White and let
Okay,
him
I'm
make
going to hold that.
that.
Okay, that was my question.
Okay.
I'm going to stop right there.
And I'm going to call up Dr. Hale.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Also, the oratorical and poster contest will be this Saturday, January the 10th, and it's going to be on Zoom this year, which I think is going to be exciting to see. Hopefully, it's going to be recorded. It's from 10 to 12:30. I have participated in that for many years, and to stand there, to sit and watch those students just perform, it's just amazing. The theme this year is Stand, Act, and Unite, and I really encourage individuals to, again, watch that on Zoom, and it really gives you great hope to see that the children, the students, young adults that we have coming up, there's a lot of hope right there. Dr. White, in preparing for tonight, since I was out last Wednesday, and also to help with the Nelson ratings, I previewed the school board workshop, and I saw where you mentioned the Choctaw-Fort Walton Beach basketball game. And I do have to congratulate I know that it was an exciting game.
Even though he is wearing red tonight.
I wasn't, well, I was going to say that also, but it was an exciting game. It was close, 58-52. But I also would like to mention that the boys soccer team played Choctaw. There was a 7-0 big win, Fort Walton. Yep.
Okay.
And that they remain unbeaten. They will travel to Panama City to play Arnold this coming Thursday, and we wish them safe travels. And we know that they're going to bring back another win. So congratulations to the boys soccer team and to the Choctawhatchee Indians for the basketball win. We enjoy playing back and forth. We do support all the teams, but go Vikings. Also with the Viking girl basketball, they recently played Niceville, and they're continuing their winning streak by winning 59-27. They're going to host, again, this coming Thursday night, and we hope the winning streak will continue. And kind of closing up, as you mentioned, Dr. Kelly, we are very, very blessed in our area, but let's remember those individuals that are in parts of Kentucky and other states that had this devastating tornado. I know Kentucky is a state that visits our area a lot. It supports us in tourism. It's just devastating. And I know that you've been watching the news. If you would like to donate, or if you donate this time of the year, very worthy cause right there, but also the American Red Cross. They're desperately calling out for donations for blood. So if that's something you would like to do, you can contact your American Red Cross. Again, the hospitals are just really, really struggling with needing donations. Do your homework if you're going to make a donation, because we do know there's a lot of individuals that do take advantage of individuals during this time. Early release is going to be up, and then coming up this week, and you've all mentioned about checking your calendar. If you're traveling, safe travels. We look forward to seeing our teachers back on Monday, January the 3rd, but the students get one more day, January the 4th. I think that is, looking through my scribble, everything at this point, so Merry Christmas to everybody, and again to Jackie and to Vince, we're so excited for you, so excited.
You meant the students are off on the 4th?
The
Right.
students come back on the 4th.
No, they come back the 5th.
Oh, well, then there's a calendar that's wrong.
Okay, yeah, they have teachers have professional
Okay,
development.
I'll go back and look at, sorry,
Okay.
thank you for correcting me.
Sure.
All right, so at this time, I'm going to recess our regular meeting and call our Okaloosa School Board Leasing Corporation Board of Directors meeting into order. And with that, I need approval of the agenda.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. So we do have an action item here tonight. Item 1, which is the approval of resolution number LC 2021 through 01, or -01, authorizing the issuance of certificates of participation series 2022A. The superintendent recommends approval of resolution number LC 2021-01, which authorizes the issuance of certificates of participation series 2022A in an amount not to exceed $130 million. The the proceeds of which will be used to finance the lease purchase, including the planning, constructing, and equipping of the Series 2022 project, which includes classroom additions for Crestview High School, Laurel Hill, Elliott Point Elementary School, Silver Sands, and new cafetoriums for Plough Elementary School, Ruckle Middle School, Bob's Sykes Elementary School, Edwins Elementary School, Shalabar Elementary School, and Wright Elementary School, and renovation and expansion of dining areas for Pryor Middle School, Baker School, and Crestview High School, and new multi-purpose athletic buildings for Niceville High School, Crestview High School, Baker School, Choctawhatchee High School, and Fort Walton Beach High School, and multi-purpose room renovation at Laurel Hill School. The resolution delegates authority to the chairman to enter into certificate purchase contract and other agreements related to such lease purchase financing if certain parameters contained in the resolution are satisfied. With that, I need a motion to approve.
I'll move it. Oh,
So
sorry.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion, Ms.
I'll
Vancheck with a second. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries 5-0, and this meeting is adjourned. And I call our regular school board meeting back into order, and that is under my comments. So I will just say that I appreciate everybody that is here tonight, and thank you for your participation in our meeting. But I would like to wish everybody who is watching or listening tonight a very Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday. Look forward to the next 2 weeks with your families, and I hope everybody has a great time. I will say that the girls, Crestview girls team beat Niceville the other night. I happened to be at that game. And I believe the boys won on Friday night too, so against Niceville. So I had to throw in the Crestview plug. So, and I'm a little disheartened. I had a Laurel Hill hat to show off my hobos. All of their games in December are on the road, so they actually have their homecoming game in January. So look forward to actually getting up to Laurel Hill to watch a game up there for our hobos. As you know, they don't have football, so basketball is their ticket, and like I said, their
Basketball is
homecoming.
king.
What's that?
Basketball is king.
Yes, coming from a former cheerleader of Laurel Hills. So again, thank you all very much for everybody that was here tonight. So now we'll move down to item 16, and this is 16.1, members of the public desiring to address the school board, Form MIS 5241, public input and/or discussion of agenda items. Is there anybody from the public here wishing to comment? Okay, so before I adjourn, Dr. Hale, please come up
Very good.
and address the winners of the principal and
Yes.
assistant principal.
Yes, Chairman Bryan, I wanted Dr. Hale to come up and talk about it because I want everyone to know I'm just one person
Right.
on this committee. And there were some outstanding candidates, and maybe Dr. Hale, you might even talk a little bit about the process that we went through.
Sure, I'm happy to. And so good evening, board. And I was not really prepared to speak on this. However, being integrated into the process as a facilitator, I'm quite equipped to do so. I would just say that, as Dr. White said, this is a pretty rigorous process for the various administrators that are both nominated and then selected. First, the nominations come from the peers, and then a committee of stakeholders, several different people actually score the nominees' entrance into the scoring mechanism there. But I have to be very, very clear about this. I am just a facilitator of the process. This is actually the brainchild of the superintendent. About 2 years ago, Mr. Chambers came to me and said, we recognize our teachers, we recognize our ed support. We have very, very worthy administrators, great administrators in this district who are also worthy of recognition. And so as the process has played out over the couple of years, I just basically push the papers around his idea, and he actually gets to make the formal announcement. And so we will be making a more formal presentation in front of the board in the new year. But Mr. Chambers did announce the winners last Friday. And so
I
if
saw
you-
it on social media.
I did too.
If you would like to do that again, you may, or if you just want me to take it, I'm happy to.
You are doing a fantastic job.
Okay, so the following nominees were nominated by the peers and selected by the committee as the winners. First of all, this year's elementary assistant principal of the year is Amy Church of Eglin. So we'll
I
recognize.
have to say, many people know her as Amy Vest.
That's
So,
right, Amy
yes.
Vest.
Amy
Okay.
Vest
Amy Vest
Church.
The secondary assistant principal of the year is Gerald Horton from Niceville. The elementary school principal of the year is Don Massey of Florosa.
Woohoo, Florosa, right here. Woohoo, got it. Go Roadrunners.
And the secondary principal of the year is Michelle Heck from Choctaw.
Woohoo, go Big Green.
So, there you go.
Wow,
Excellent, excellent.
wow.
Thank you, Dr.
Top
Hale.
notch, top notch.
Okay, with that, let me go around the room. Dr. Hale, anything else you'd like to say? Ms. Lightboard? Mr. Horton? And I know Ms. Perry has a lot to say, right? No?
No.
All right, thank you. This meeting is adjourned. Good
Merry
job.
Christmas.
Merry
Woo.
Christmas.